Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for SUI render and FET price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with SUI here on the daily, of course, starting with the daily where we have a potential bullish scenario 1 2 1 2, and we're looking for another wave 1 A, B, and a C wave 2 potentially hitting the 0.618 and 0.786, very close for the 886 but not hit, and might still, of course, move toward the upside in a massive wave 3. However, because of course of this a very long sideways range, wave 2, it is a little bit now, of course, a far possibility, and especially, of course, after this very massive move downward, of course, and hitting again, of course, the 0.786, which is the lowest fib levels for wave 1 2 here. However, if we see, of course, again, continuation for higher prices, but what we need here to see is a 1 2, and then of course continuation for higher breaking this high, meaning we cannot really confirm any bullish scenario before taking, of course, this high one more time again, which is of course the following scenario here at the price 4.33. Yeah, so this is of course the price that it can confirm for us higher prices, and of course that a bull run is unfolding toward the upside. Now, of course, we have a potential another scenario, which is a wave A finished in 3 waves right now, and you're looking for a wave B, which it can be, of course, an ABC toward the downside, or it can be a triangle, A, B, C, D, and an E. So those are currently the highest possibility, whether we are in a bear market for a wave C, 1-to-1 fib level, 1.34, or we are in a triangle sideways here for an A, B, C, D, and an E to finish the wave B there as a triangle, and we move for a wave C, of course, in the highest possibility here for the bullish. Because, of course, the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 again is becoming very far possibility. The highest possibility right now is a triangle or an ABC, of course, for a wave C later on. If we also dive deeper inside it on the 2 hours chart here, we can see clearly that we have the following price today, which it gave us, of course, kind of like a signal that, okay, we continue the trend downward after the triangle here. We see a double 1, 2, we see a wave 3, and of course an A, B, and a C. As mentioned, of course, before in the live stream and so on, be careful because this might be a trap here. It might be a trap looking like kind of like something impulsive, and that it might, of course, seems very bullish, but this is not the case because you failed even to take the 0.618 taken from the A to the B to the C. And of course, I'm not taking the whole wick here. In my chart here, the wick is starting from $2, which is of course very acceptable based on other platforms that it shows 0.6 cents for SUI, which is not acceptable. So basically, we might have here an ABC failing to take the 0.618 even, and of course starting a kind of like an impulsive wave downward right now. It can be of course a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to continue a wave 5 for a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we gotta be very careful with it, of course. It can be, of course, the triangle that I was talking about before, which is, of course, potentially here unfolding something as a wave D, because you might be here in a potential A, B, C, D, and a E. Yeah, so we might seek after a wave D also there, which it should be, of course, something like a zigzag. Yeah, it should be looking like a zigzag, meaning you would like to see, of course, impulse, a correction, and then impulse, and then, of course, we dump back for wave E potentially here to finish this triangle. But I believe even that the wave D and the wave E is going to take a very long time, meaning we're going to range very long time before, of course, we move up because of the wave A, B, C, D, and E. We have to preserve also the momentum, of course, between those waves. So basically, the time is going to be also much more slower than it seems here that it's moving very high. Yeah? So the things are not as you might see it right now. But basically, in case that we dump for lower today, and we take this low for SUI, this might be, of course, a potential scenario for this 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, so basically, SUI is not yet very clear that it's gonna move very low. It can be the low here for wave C, but if we are looking for wave D and that we might range somehow, without taking this low, it is a little bit harder to say that we are dumping for a wave 3 or to take this wick, this $2 wick. So I would say this is a confirmation for lower, and if we stay above it, we might still range, of course, for higher. But of course, yeah, I think that it's gonna range between those two lines, guys. Yeah, for a while, and between 2.44, 3.33, and it's gonna be ranging most of the time in between until it reach a wave D, and then potentially later a wave E, and of course then starting potentially a bull run in case it's gonna happen for a wave C. Right, so that's it for SUI. Right now, let's watch the fib levels, of course, and the key levels. I believe that it's gonna be hard situation for the next days, weeks, even months, maybe. We're gonna range so far in this triangle before we start a move towards the upside, guys. Yep, so that was it for SUI. Let's see render. So for render, also on the all-time history, let's start from there. On the daily, where we have a potential ABC here, we don't have a wave 1 2 1 2. Potentially, of course, is invalidated. It can still be, of course, but I doubt it a little bit here. But I'm gonna keep it in case, of course, that this is a 1 2 and then 3 4 and a 5. But I still, of course, doubt it. But we're gonna keep it. So ABC as a wave A, ABC, very clear, of course, correction, and we might, of course, looking for a wave C later on. However, this wave C might still be unfolding for something much more clearer than a wick. We might still have to range back again to form kind of like a structure to confirm a finished correction here, because the wick is somehow a FOMO. Yeah, it's not a, it cannot be taken like full confirmation that we took the price there. Yeah, some platform shows also different prices and so on. So you might be here in a potential kind of like an ending diagonal. It can be a zigzag or something like this to finish a W, X, and a wave Y. But I believe that it might be kind of like ending diagonal here, formation, of course, to finish up this corrective wave, and that we start to move toward the upside. So the highest possibility, again, of course, is an ABC here. After 3 waves up as a zigzag, you have 3 waves down. For wave B, you move for wave C simply towards the upside. For the daily, for the hourly here chart, where we are looking at the 2 hours here, we are looking potentially after this triangle here for wave E, we're looking at a potential 1 2 3. However, the invalidation is very close after a 1 2 3 here. Let's say, okay, our wave 3 is there with the body of the candle here, and that we move towards the upside in a wave 2 or wave 4, but I doubt it. I think this is a finished zigzag, wave 1, and we're looking at a wave 2 here as another zigzag around the 0.618, taken from the $1.8 as a B, and a C, because of course the body of this candle starts from there. So I took it as reference to, of course, avoid this wick. And of course, we're looking here at a potential zigzag, perfectly finished, by the way. And then, of course, we move downward. Here might be your wave 2 as an ending diagonal. Wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, it can be something, even a start for another structure, meaning if you have a wave A, wave B, this is definitely cannot be only a single wave C. It might be a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 towards the downside, guys. So we gotta also be careful. It can be even an A, B, and a C, of course, turning this into kind of like W, X, and a Y. But the problem is that you have kind of like an impulsive wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 somehow, or even 4, 4, 5, 4, 5 over there. Yeah, the things are looking also a little bit impulsive here. And when you have an impulse 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, That means it is a wave A impulsive. You have a triangle wave B and a zigzag wave C. Yeah, we gotta be careful, guys. So it might be impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, this is very, very, very probably to happen, guys. Because this diagonal based on 1, 2, well, okay, it's gonna be a fast diagonal and is not enough, of course. Look at the scale of the wave A, of course. Yeah, so we're looking for something for lower later on. Yeah, so these are the updates for render. Also, let's see FET. Well, FET is a very clear chart, honestly. I never thought that it was the clearest, and that because of the triangle here. The same as for render, it was very clear for us anyway. So basically what we are looking at 1, 2, and then we have potentially 3, 4, 5 can be, of course, leading diagonal, but very low possibility after this wick. We have 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, it's not possible because you have double 1, 2, and the second 1, 2 here is invalidated, so no way. And therefore, the only possibility right now that you still have for bullish is, of course, a W, X, and a Y. You finished a wave A, you have a wave B as well, and you're looking for a wave C toward the upside. So after this, we saw, of course, a triangle A, B, C, D, and an E, and we dump, of course, for lower. When dumping for lower here, that means, of course, we're seeking after a wave C, and that because you have already followed a wave A as an impulse before, and you're looking for an impulse in a wave C because it is a zigzag A, B, C, D, E, and you have a 1, 2, and wave 3, 4, and a 5, of course, unfolding for lower prices. So this is, of course, your major wave 1, 2. This is your wave 3. This might be, of course, a wave 4 here in triangle, and I'm gonna explain. Yesterday I mentioned in the Discord as well that it's very clear for FT, and it's not looking promising because already showing another triangle. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 that it might unfold for lower, taking, of course, the low of this body. And that means, of course, or even of this wick, I would say. That means definitely we are in an impulse here, wave 5, okay? Despite that the wick is very long here, I'm gonna take the wave 3 from the body there. Yeah, I'm not gonna consider the whole wick. This is our wave 3 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Basically almost finished, but yeah, it can still looking for lower, even much more. Now, can it be done and finished when we are done with this impulse? Of course not. It might transform again to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to reply to an A, B, C here, guys. So we are in a huge A, B, and a C. Okay. So therefore, yes, it might be a bear market unfolding here, of course, for FET and for the altcoins, I would say. Yeah, very clear, of course, price for us right now. And on the daily, I'm talking in macro level that we're not gonna see potentially a bull run or something called alt season or whatever. Obviously, that we are moving, of course, downward, guys. Yep, so that was it for SUI, Render, and FET. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.